is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may happen to be. Gigantic news coming out today. I have to give a shout out to one of my patrons for sharing this Bank of France document with me, basically stating that the Central Bank of France is about 2 tests away from being completed with their initial testing for central bank digital currency. And we're going to get to that in a second here. I'm going to show you all of those relationships because it may be eye-opening to some of you that have not seen it. We have to pay attention to verbiage and the way that these things are phrased to us. All right, I did want to touch base on this because this is big, obviously, and I know that other people have touched on it, but I'm only going to maybe spend 30 seconds on here. SBI Ripple Asia, in conjunction with Bank Ayud, I'm definitely going to mispronounce this, Ayudha Public Company Limited, and Noom is involved in this, which used to be Instarem, which is on-demand liquidity. It's basically they're starting off this money transfer service between Thailand, the United States, and Europe. So corridors upon corridors upon corridors. You could talk about Yoshitaka Katao, obviously a gigantic proponent of Ripple. And talking about the connection between the bank and its counterpart. So the counterparty of the actual bank itself. Now, this bank is a subsidiary. It is in the MUFG family. MUFG is an absolute monster. So this is about faster, cheaper, and safer finance from Thailand to the U.S. and Europe. And they're pleased to be able to make this deal. We can see Instarem going back quite a while for Ripple. And on-demand liquidity, obviously, through Noom and Instarem. Well, Instarem has become Noom, obviously. And I'm certainly pronouncing Noom wrong, too. That's 2019. The customer story here is right on Ripple's website. All right, moving forward, real quick before we get into the Central Bank of France. I found this today as well. Now, this is obviously in Arabic, and this is from the Kuwait Finance House. This is a publication coming out of Kuwait, but this is Kuwait Finance House talk. You can see down here that it talks about RippleNet. I went ahead and translated, not a ton in here, but mine investment plans, follow-up account balances and deposits, and instant transfer service. So this quote-unquote Your Home Turkey network through the Kuwait Finance House is what is actually utilizing RippleNet. Now it says the wallet service will be shown to the Kuwaiti Your House. It will be shown as Your House via Talk KFH Kuwait Finance House platform. It was recently launched by its most prominent services, digital banking, and the extent of efficiency, ease, and convenience. All right, now I want to get into this, okay? Like I said, I'm going to try to do a video a day for you guys and keep these things as short and hopefully as sweet as possible. Wholesale central bank digital currency experiments with the Bank of France. Now, this is a 22-page document. Certainly not going to read through the entire thing. It does talk about wrapping central bank digital currencies within the Ethereum network. But it talks about multiple different things. It talks about the future. It talks about there still being 2 trials left. So I will let you guys read down through this. It talks about bridging. It talks about multiple different aspects within this document here. I will post this document for everybody to read. I just wanted to share a little bit of insight, okay? So if they have 2 tests left, okay? This came out from CPA, which is one of the largest firms in Australia, literally stating, now this was in 2021. It talks about XRP. And then it talks about, as a note down in the description under XRP, France's central bank, the Bank of France, has openly discussed Ripple and XRP as a possible platform for the entirety of Europe's central digital currency. We also have to pay attention to the phraseology around this, okay? Wholesale central bank digital currency experiments within the Bank of France. Well, we can go back to a World Economic Forum document. This is from 2020, talking about the most relevant digital assets or solutions for wholesale CBDCs. They talk about Swift's GPI as an innovative thing within the legacy system, but it talks about crypto assets designed for inter or intra-bank payments and settlements as being the most relevant for a wholesale CBDC. JP Morgan's coin and XRP. Now we have USC here, utility settlement coin, mentioned as well. Last but not least, this I believe came out in 2020 or 2021. And I think that I posted about this a while ago as well. We have to pay attention, again, to the phraseology around all of this, okay? Wholesale central bank digital currency experiments. This Bank of France document came out literally overnight. And this came out either earlier this year or later last year. Pay attention to the way that this sounds, and you let me know what this potentially is alluding to, okay? This is from the Bank of France, the Central Bank of France. Units issued on the wholesale central bank digital currencies native blockchain could be transferred to other blockchains, since the attributes of a unit of a wholesale CBDC may be integrated into a crypto asset circulating on another blockchain, which is possible on Ethereum and Ripple. For example, it would then become possible to use the unit on this blockchain. They are talking literally about potentially interoperating a wholesale central bank digital currency with a native crypto asset on a blockchain, which is possible on Ethereum and Ripple. What is a native digital asset on RippleNet or the XRPL? It's obviously XRP. I shouldn't say RippleNet, because RippleNet is much more than XRP, and you do not need to use XRP if you're utilizing RippleNet. For example, it would then become possible to use the unit on this blockchain. At this point, from the central bank's perspective, the unit would be immobile. It would be locked in this transfer mode, right? In this bridging mode, right? Because they would want to bridge in something that's fast and able to do that between whatever two corridors you're dealing in. All right, I just want to leave you guys with that, with the World Economic Forum. Last but not least, I did want to bring this up. This is what our lives could look like in the metaverse. Now, this is the Wall Street Journal literally posting about this earlier today. We hear a lot of talk about NFTs and a lot of talk about saying that metaverse isn't going to eventually happen. I'm sorry to tell you, at some point it does. Some of these things allude me to believe that we are closer to the top of this market cycle than I would... I don't want to say than I would like to be, because I would like us to be topped out in this market cycle. That way everybody can, number one, hopefully have a little bit of profit, and number two, be able to take a little bit of a breather here. But I'm not going to take a breather regardless. You're going to be seeing this all over the place, okay? This is what our lives would look like or could look like in the metaverse. Tech giants and video game companies, including Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Meta, are developing hardware and software for the metaverse, an extensive online world you'll be able to access via your phone, computers, and virtual reality headsets. If you've never watched, and I recommend reading it more so than watching it, but reading Ready Player One and kind of what that existence looks like. The entire world is in shambles and basically crumbled down. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but, you know, kids are going to school virtually. Everything happens virtually. So, you know, this is just kind of where this ends up going, in my opinion. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, it's just kind of the way that it's going to shake out. You're going to have more value propositions than ever online. You're going to have a virtual identity within a virtual reality, basically, at some point in time. We're so early in this that should tell you that you have a lot of opportunity in this space. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pay attention to verbiage, okay? Central Bank of France only has 2 tests left for the initial testing of the central bank digital currency aspects that they're dealing in right now. And they've mentioned multiple times they could literally see XRP being utilized within the entirety of the digital euro system. And the verbiage around most relevant for wholesale CBDC from the World Economic Forum, being XRP as one of the examples, as well as allowing a wholesale CBDC to interoperate with a crypto asset on a native blockchain. Well, I wonder what they're talking about. I will talk to you guys later.